Welcome to day 7, 8, and 9 of the 15-day Kyushu Basho, the Grand Sumo Tournament from Fukuoka on the southern island of Kyushu in Japan. My name is Sid Ho. Not so long ago, when the great Yokozuna Chiyonofuji ruled supreme, the sumo world bowed to the might of his Kokonoi stable. Then, quite quickly, another stable rose to prominence, and that was the Futagoyama stable, headed by Yokozuna's Takanohana and Wakanohana. Slowly that faded, and now the Musashigawa stable, headed by Yokozuna, Musashimaru rules the roost, along with Dejima, Musoyama, Miyabiyama, and Wakanoyama. But already we see these beginning to crumble too. Rikishi, as we know, from the same stable, do not fight each other in the Basho, and this has often been criticized. But if you stay around long enough, you see the scene change, and you realize the system works in its own slow way. Well, let's get to the action on the beginning of day 7. Sashimaru, Tochiazuma, Hayate Yumi are in the lead with 6 straight wins, and here's Takanonami, the old workhorse. Low down in the Maigasho ranks, but turning in a performance this time as he used to when he was Ozeki. Here fighting Aminishiki at 122 kilos, almost the lightest wrestler in this division. Takanonami, very tall wrestler, about 6'7" tall. See his difference in height there between these two. He's about 40 kilos heavier than Aminishiki. But there he locked off the arm under the armpit of Aminishiki, and then he just nudged him out with his stomach. Yorikiri win there for Takanonami. So that's 6 wins and 1 loss for him. At this stage, already much better than his previous Basho when he had 5 wins and 10 losses overall. Well, Aminishiki not doing very well against this very experienced former Ozeki. Aminishiki there trying an inside leg hook, uchigake, but he was well away from that. But yeah, you see that crushing hold on the left arm of Aminishiki, and that dumps him over the edge. Mongolian Kyokushuzan, one of about 32 Mongolians in Japanese sumo. Quite a clutch of them here. Spread out over the various divisions, of course, not too many in the top division. There's Kyokushuzan, Asa, Shoryu, Kyokutenho in the Makuuchi division. Well, these two have fought 11 times previously. Kyokushuzan's won 6 of them, so it's fairly close. But in this Basho, it's Kyokushuzan who's ahead with 5 wins, and Higonoumi with only 3 wins. Now Kyokushuzan there, slightly unusual grip. He's got the wrist of Higonoumi. Now he's trying, well, that looks like judo to me. Oh, it's strange there. Higonoumi moved off that trip on the outside and then got knocked over with a little bit more judo. Though, of course, sumo people would claim that sumo is the ancestor of judo. Sumo first, then jiu-jitsu, and then judo. That's the historical chain. Right, Wakanoyama fights Chiyotenzan. Oh, these two fought 8 times previously. Wakanoyama's won 5 of them. Well, he manages to get just round the side of Chiyotenzan there, and Wakanoyama pushes him down for tsukiotoshi, thrust drop throw. And 4th win for Wakanoyama. 4th loss for Chiyotenzan. Chiyotenzan, one of the very few wrestlers from the Kokonoi stable, which was once the leading stable. Now we have Otsukasa, ex-Nichidai wrestler, fighting Oginishiki. Well, it's a good start by Otsukasa there. He's a very short squat wrestler. He's only 1'76" tall, 5'9", 5'8" or so, quite short and squat, 150 kilos. Difficult shape to fight, being near with a low center of gravity. And that was 4th win for Otsukasa. 6th loss for Oginishiki, who's not doing so well. Tamakasuga. Well, these when these wrestlers move outside of Tokyo, they're lodged. When they move to places like Kyushu, all over the place. Toki, who comes from the Takasago stable, is living in a temple along with his other stable mates. So usual rough Toki sumo tactics there. Not particularly skillful wrestler, but he does well. Been in pro sumo, or in makuuchi sumo I should say, since 98. Started sumo in 1991. It's the inside view of the Fukuoka International Centre on this southern island of Kyushu. Daizen, almost 37 years old. Akinoshima, 34. Two veterans here. They fought each other 7 times, and Daizen's won 6 of them. Well, another rough start from Daizen. Doesn't give Akinoshima much time to settle down. Akinoshima not at his best this basho. He's got, with this one, 5 losses so far, only 2 wins. And Daizen's manages to notch up a 2nd win. Another Mongolian now, Kyokutenho. And he's fighting Dejima. They've had 4 previous head-to-heads. Dejima's won 3 of them, but Dejima's suffering. Hasn't scored any higher than 5 wins over the last 3 bashos. Well, I was going to say not looking too bad there. He started to get Kyokutenho on the run, but he lost it at the end. His weight, his legs, his injured legs couldn't stand that drive forward. So Kyokutenho looking a bit surprised there. I think he thought he'd lost. So 5th win for Kyokutenho, and 4th loss for Dejima. Not doing at all well. He'll slide, if he keeps this up, he'll slide even further down the Maigasho rankings. Now Takanowaka fights Tokitsuumi. Tokitsuumi good when he can get his arm on the inside and the other hand on the front of the belt. But, well, after a quick slap right at the beginning, they settle down onto the belt. Well, that's a lot of effort there. It's Takanowaka who gets it eventually, his 1st win. That's 6 losses so far. Getting perilously close to Maki Koshi. Not even at the halfway stage of the basho. So that was 7th loss for Tokitsuumi. He's also having a pretty bad basho, and 1st win for Takanowaka. Kaiho chucks the salt first into the ring. He's fighting Tamanoshima. Both of these Rikishi beat Kaio in this basho. Kaiho, lightest wrestler in this makuuchi division, mere 121 kilos, which is about 19 stone UK weight, about 250 pounds or so. So that's Kaiho there trying some inside leg trips there. Uchigake is on Tamanoshima, but didn't come to anything. Well, Kaiho's good when it's a bit loose. There he's getting twisted over. Not given much scope there to wriggle. Tamanoshima closed him down and then twisted him over on the edge. So yorikiri win there for Tamanoshima. 2nd win for him against 5 losses. 3rd loss for Kaiho. Powerhouse Wakanosato. Previous basho had Maki Koshi only 7 wins against 8 losses. 2 basho before that, he had Kachikoshi each time. Well, that's a hard start there. They didn't bang heads, but it was shoulder to shoulder. And Kotomitsuki came out hard and fast, but he got bundled out there with tsukiotoshi. Let's watch that one. There goes the hand and the pull down right on the edge. And Kotomitsuki flies through the air, hard landing on that hard clay. So Kotomitsuki's 4th loss. Well, this was the one who in the previous basho only had 2 losses. He won the previous basho, 13 wins, 4 losses at this stage. Not doing at all well. It was thought that he would do well and perhaps get promoted up to Ozeki. Well, here's a man who's also looking to get promoted to Ozeki. He's got in his last 2 bashos 22 wins, so you need 33 for him to go up to Ozeki, and so far he's got 6 wins, so it's looking good for Tochiazuma on the left there against Tosanoumi. They've fought each other 21 times. Tochiazuma's only won 10 of those, so it's close enough. Quite evenly balanced between these two. Ah, that was beautifully done. Well, he had that overarm on the near side to us, feinted one way, then twisted the other, and Tosanoumi went down with quite a clatter. So that's 7 straight wins now for Tochiazuma. First time he's ever done that before. First, that's straight wins from day one. Well, that was a very neat win. He's only 144 kilos, very competent, got a lot of composure. So they're from the tachi-ai, they're maneuvering with the arms, a little bit of head banging there, more head banging. Tosanoumi moves forward, using 2 hands to thrust Tochiazuma. Tochiazuma surviving those double thrusts. But then when they lock in on the belt, there's that, on the right side, you see that overarm grip. And there's the turn. Generally reckon with that overarm grip, it's best to hold near the front of the opponent's belt rather than right round the back. You'd imagine you'd need it round the back, but closer to the front the better, apparently. Now, Kaio fights Asa Shoryu. These two have fought 3 times previously. Asa Shoryu has won twice. He's a real hard man, is this Asa Shoryu. He hands out whatever stick he can. Well, he tried a throw there on one side, but he touched down before Kaio. So Kaio gets that one. Well, he certainly is, Mongolian is certainly livening up Japanese sumo. Let's watch the throw there. Ah, well, he did the throw. I didn't quite see that before. His leg came up. He tried the inside leg lift, but in fact he missed it, and then he used his arm to try and block Kaio's leg. But in the process, he crashed down to the dohyo surface. So 5th win for Kaio. Only 2 losses. Maybe he's going to come good in this basho. Musoyama. Now Ozeki rank. Took him 6 years to get there, mind you. And here against Tochi no Nada. They fought 14 times previously. Musoyama's won 10 of them. Good solid start there. It's the way it should be. 2 wrestlers come out like rockets and just crash into each other. Tochi no Nada gets that one though. It's 5th time he's beaten Musoyama. And that's the 2nd loss for the Ozeki. A little bit of prize money there on that one. And 4th win for Tochi no Nada. Now the concluding bout of day 7, it's Musashi Maru. He's got 66 wins so far, which puts him well in the lead with wins overall among the top division. Nobody will approach that record, so that will make him Rikishi of the year. 65 wins put him in that spot. Here fighting Kotonowaka, these two have fought 38 times. Musashi Maru's won 25 of them, but Musashi Maru looking strong. This particular basho, his last one was bad, he had 6 losses. And Yokozuna shouldn't do that well. He moves back off that tachi-ai and off the slam. And now he's moving forward. Kotonowaka's 180 kilos, just under. And he's settling in. You can see his left leg taped up there. Not a good sign. That leg has got to take all Musashi Maru's 225 kilos, which is 484 pounds. He's just under 500 pounds body weight. And Kotonowaka is driving him back to the edge. Well, we've seen the way Musashi Maru fights before. He locks in these positions and he just bears that huge weight down on his opponents. And then sometimes, or often rather, they then crumble as their energy and power deserts them. Well, there it is. Musashi Maru had that hand on the belt. He lost his other grip, but eventually he forced Kotonowaka out with yorikiri. Well, that was a good fight from Kotonowaka, but taking Musashi Maru head on is not a good idea with all that extra weight. It's best sidestepping the big man, but Kotonowaka went straight in there from the crouch down. A lively bout to finish with. Let's just watch that one again. So head to head, they come out. And then initially Katanowaka starts the moving back, but there you see a bit of thrusting of the stomach from Masashi Maru. Then he starts to move forward. Then he gets the other grip on the Mawashi, the belt. And then that's the grip that eventually forces Katanowaka out, even though the grip, his other grip gets broken. There you see the grips beginning to crumble, but that single grip there is the one that clinches it. So at the end of day 7, we see this man here, Masashi Maru, along with Tochiazuma and Hayata Yumi in the lead with 7 straight wins. And one step behind, it's Kyokushuzan and veteran Takanonami with 6 wins and 1 loss. But we'll be back very shortly with day 8 of the Kyushu Basho.